you guys? We back for another episode of Married at First Sight.
I'm Crystal, Real Nester.
I'm Jane, the original Real Nester.
I know there's some other Real Nesters. What you mean original?
Oh yeah, if I found somebody to try to take our name,
Oh.
we might have to ride on it. Boy, you might have to ride on try to take the Real Nester.
Yeah.
If you Google at Real Nester, we the only thing that's gonna come up. That's all I
You be
know.
the only people.
Oh yeah. Well, look, tonight's episode that we're reviewing is season 12, episode 6, and what's it called?
Defending your wife.
Defending your wife. It turns out, so basically they did a recap of what happened. You guys know what happened on the last episode. If you don't, click that link below. We got a recap of the last one where Chris dropped a bomb on these people.
Why you look at me? I mean, I do feel like it was a bomb. It was a bomb on everybody. Nobody like that. That's the situation.
So how's this episode starting off that we've watched so far? You guys, we're about 30 minutes into it. So what's happening so far, man?
Well, so far they are having a girls' day versus a guy day. Check.
Yeah.
Then Virginia and Eric went up first. Eric is sauced. I mean, drunk. And so he's like doing the nodding out thing, but he's very conscious of the conversation that's going on. Surprising, Virginia is not that drunk just yet. But when they got to when they was talking to them, you know, they doing the guy versus girl perspective of each other.
Yeah.
And Eric feel like him and Virginia has no problems. It's beautiful. And she's telling them, well, we have a couple of problems. So she's really obsessed with the fact that he doesn't like that she has guy friends. Like, it bothers her spirit. They did a flashback of her going to one of the girls and crying about it.
Like, the way I see this is going is that Chris and Paige got all the initial problems out the gate. I do foresee a lot of problems with a lot of the other couples after they get to living together. I foresee at least 4 more issues around the board when they, because I can tell by how they talk and what you know. It's gonna be some problems when they start living together with the other people. So I think the show,
everybody or somebody.
I think everybody's gonna have some issue when they start living together.
But I think everybody has issues. The thing is, are they gonna stay together or are they gonna get a divorce on the D-Day?
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I'm just saying no couple is gonna go through this without a problem.
No. I think everybody, like they did a flashback of Brianna and Vince already. Yeah. And both of them are saying things are really good, but he mentioned that he is starting to notice that Brianna is bossy. Yeah. And she feels like her bossiness she's going to need to insert her bossiness to help him because he a little, I guess the right word is lackadaisy. Yeah. You know, when somebody kind of just real chill instead of, you know, looking at time and all of that. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see if she takes it too far or she does just enough. All
right, you guys. Show is coming back on. We'll get back with you in a second. Ugh! Now, you see this craziness now. Paige is in here talking to Chris, right? She, I guess they get ready to move into the house that the show provided first. So she said, you know, she bringing her dog and she's asking him, I guess she sleeps with her dog in the bed, so she asked him, how do you feel about the dog sleeping in the bed? He said, hell no. And then she said, well, you know, I usually walk him and stuff. Are you going to help walking him? And he said, well, basically, no, that's on you.
He said, you take care of it. You take care of it, and I'll play with it every once in a while.
Yeah, he said, well, he just better not be coming over here biting up my shoes and my pants and stuff.
Or he got to
go. So, you know what I mean? And then the next thing, she was asking about joint bank accounts, you know. Should they have, you know, a joint bank account separate? And basically, he shot that down and said he ain't with that joint.
He want to keep the money separate.
He want to keep the money separate.
And he made a funny joke talking about she only make a third of what he made.
She said I make a third of what you make. He said, no, you don't make a third. You only make a quarter of what I make. Man, we're going to keep watching it, but man, come on now. It's at some point, you guys, I know y'all root for Paige if you're sorry for Paige, but at some point, you go into the being stupid category. Stupidity. After all this stuff that went down and he talking crazy like this, I would have just left out the door, rolled out, and never came back. I wouldn't have said nothing to the people on the show, and nothing. I'd have been out. They would have had to find me. I'd have been out. And they ain't even finished with the conversation. We paused it just to talk to y'all now. And I'm already riled up. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all. You been, man, where her father at? Where her brothers at, man? They need to come drag her out of there. Let's go. Let's see what's happening.
So my thing is, after what he just said, why don't they, let's just go along with the theory that they might make it. After what he just said, why don't he just tell her you can keep your check then, if that's how he feels? Because he said to her, whatever you need, I'll just give it to you. Then okay, fine. Then let me keep my whole check and you just take care of all the bills.
No, because he one of them dudes that get to a situation where if I'm paying everything and you ain't doing nothing, then I can go out and stay out all night long and do what I want to do. But he gonna be that type of dude.
But if he does that, then they need a divorce anyway.
But my point is,
for this conversation's sake, then why don't he just say you can keep your money and I'll just pay everything? That's what a real man would say. If he feel like I want to stay control of the money, then that's what a real man would say.
She should have been there, walked out that door 2-3 times over. That's bottom line. Okay. Come on now, he ain't even talking right. Guys, Brianna and Vincent, they've been having conversations about her being a little bossy. And what I was telling Crystal is that she kind of testing him out right now. She kind of doing stuff to see what she can get away with or what he'll tolerate. And he needs to definitely be a little assertive, just make his opinions known. Yeah. Because if he just agree and go with everything, you know, he gonna be balling up. Like she said, at the end of this little section of the show, they kind of broke it down and kind of came to an agreement. Hopefully they can stick to it. But she basically, you know, said she was sorry. She would work on being a little bossy, but you know, for him to let her know, yeah, you know, so that he's not bottling up, because she don't want him to keep it inside and just blow up on y'all.
Yeah, but it's the way it's funny because in real life this is what happens, right? Yeah. So the person who keeps it real is usually the most sensitive person. So the moment that he said he waited until the cameras and stuff left and let her know, like, you know, she was bossing him around and he didn't like it. And she took it, you know, she got upset. I guess she started crying because she said she didn't want to be, she felt like what he was saying was that she was being rude and she's not a rude person. So I think, you know, sometimes having somebody on the outside, like, looking in helps you adjust a little bit more. Because her family kept saying she was bossy. And he was saying that he was starting to see it. Like, she wants him to move when she feel like he should be moving. And he was just letting her know, like, I'm a grown man, dog. I don't need that.
And you know what I was saying on the previous video that we did? This is show 6, right? Number 6.
I think so.
But I was saying about where are the, you know, what they call them?
The counselor.
The counselor. But even though this is number 6, this is only 3 or 4 days in. So it's really actually too early for the counselor to come in. It's only 3 or 4 days in for them, even though this is week 6.
For us.
For us, they're only 3 or 4 days in.
I think they changed the way everything is done because of COVID. Yeah. And because of the way they set up the show. Like before,
they can still do video chat though. They can still come on and do a video chat.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying because now they put them together. Yeah. I think they want them to lean on one another as friends and try to process through it with each other. Yeah. Because once the 8 weeks is over, right? Yeah. 8 weeks is over. Yeah. They would need to continue whatever kind of practice they was using. Yeah. So the counselors, I think, it looks like they are peeling back a little bit unless somebody call them. And a lot of the producers, I've been hearing the people say the producers. So I guess maybe the producers are stepping in and counseling a little bit behind the scenes. Yeah. It seemed like.
Well, all right. Let's see what that's going on. That was what, Brianna and Vincent?
Yep.
That was Brianna and Vincent. Let's get to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is going down in the DM.
In the DM.
In the DM. So, the ladies are talking to Chris about the situation. And he is kind of, I feel like, very defensive towards Virginia.
He's already on the defense.
Yeah.
But I think this is, he's had this building up. He's been like, everything, little thing that they be saying, like shade and stuff, he been like storing. And he's got to store.
It's no shade. Like, I don't understand why people taking it offensive that Virginia said, "Are you sure the baby is yours?" Nobody should be offended by that. If he was with somebody, they broke up supposedly. Yeah. And now you find out he's on the show and he's married.
Now all of a sudden you pop up pregnant.
Yes, I think that was a genuine question. Now, just because they were drunk, don't try to say, well, what they said didn't make sense.
She's 2 months pregnant.
Yeah.
You would know within a month, right? A month, maybe 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's 2 months. She's 2 months pregnant already.
So that was genuine. Like, he taking them as a text, but his main reason, honestly, and he just said it just now, is that he feels like everybody's concerned about Paige and not concerned about him. Yeah. Well, they're not concerned about him because they don't feel like he's genuinely concerned about what he's doing to Paige. And that's what the girls are saying. We got Paige back, and is it Claire? Claire was saying, you know, just from knowing Paige from 2 weeks ago to now, she shut down. Like, this is not healthy. Like, instead of him taking this conversation as smiling. You know, like if
constructive criticism.
Yes, instead of him taking as constructive criticism to be able to say, "Oh, something's wrong with Paige. Maybe later on I need to have another conversation to make sure she's okay."
Yeah.
He's starting to attack Virginia.
Yeah, because if the other ladies are noticing it, then it must be something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
They just got to know her and already see there's something wrong. You know, they don't even know her that well. They can tell something wrong. But let's go.
So this is listen. This is getting to be too much. Chris is a bully. It's official. He is a bully. He's still coming for Virginia and Eric.
He picking on somebody he think is weak.
Yeah.
He think he's just alcoholic. He can whoop. He can beat his butt real easy.
Yeah.
You see, he ain't trying that with
Ryan or
what's the dude with the mustache, the beard.
Vincent.
He ain't trying that type of stuff with Vincent.
Well,
Vincent ain't saying nothing, you know. But he wouldn't try that with Vincent.
But Claire was also talking to him too, and he
Ryan either.
Yeah, and so he didn't come at Claire the same way he came at Virginia. Yeah. But he's like being a bully, and he gonna say, "Well, y'all thought y'all was gonna say what y'all want, and it was gonna be a peaceful ride." Like, you mature or not?
He already said what he had to say outside before they got on the bus.
Yeah.
All he had to do was get on the bus and just mind his business.
Yeah.
He already said what he had to say to him, and that was it. He kept talking. So he's looking for a fight.
Yeah, and the other part I don't like is the girls was talking to her, you know, like, hey, we was just letting him know, you know, basically they was trying to let her know what happened, their side of the story. And he comes up talking about, are you going to continue to talk to them? Because I'm ready to go. Like, and she just gets up and leaves. They are arguing, defending you. This is why in real life, when people got problems in their relationships, a lot of family and friends don't get involved because now
you help them, but they go back to the person.
Yeah, like that's.
I'll stay on the person's side. That's the abuser.
Yeah, I mean, she said because we her friends, and he like y'all ain't none of her friends. Well, then you ain't her husband because they've been knowing her a week longer than you.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this? Like, this made me mad. I'm sorry.
Man.
Get me wound up. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're at their last dinner before they go home as a group.
The Last Supper.
And Paige kind of wanted... So first of all, let me say this. Virginia and Eric are late again. But Paige was acknowledging, you know, what you might have heard me say previously. I didn't like that the ladies were defending her, and she kind of just went off with Chris because he had an attitude. So she was acknowledging that she appreciated them looking out for her. But again, Virginia wasn't there. So after she spoke, then he spoke, and one thing I know y'all have heard me say before if y'all watched previous reviews, and that is that Chris is very well trained in what to say. Now, the problem with what he says is nobody knows if it has any heart or is he's just a liar. Like, do he say it and he mean it in the moment and then he show you a different action? So with that being said, Jacob is at the table and he's very quiet. He's not saying anything, but he makes a joke. He's like, I don't give a, where's my food? And it's because nobody sensed any sincerity from Chris at all through the whole group, not one of them. But I feel like he's picking on Virginia and Eric because they seem like the weaker links because they're drinking. They're not as aware as everybody else is. Yeah. So just now, you know, and they did come in late, but Eric felt the need to address him, I guess, because Virginia probably stressed at how scared she was. You know, she said, I never had nobody talk to me like that. So he was trying to man up and be her husband. And, you know.
You say anything you got to say to her, you say to me.
Yeah. Which is what any man would do. You know what I mean? They let it go earlier because they could see that he was already at 100 and all they had to do was touch him and he was going to go off.
Trying to push him in the lake.
Yeah. So they, you know, but he addressed it when everything was more calm, which is the right thing to do. And Ryan tried to intervene and dissolve it before, because he could tell Chris was getting round up again. And that, you know, Virginia was like, okay, let's go. And Eric was like, okay. So Eric scoots his chair back. And Chris jumps up and is like, whatever you want to do, man. He know daggone well that man ain't trying to fight him. And not because I think he's scared, because a scared person will mess you up quicker than a person who's not scared of you, okay? Yeah. But I think Chris is a bully. And I feel sorry for Paige. And I believe her when she's saying that she believed God brought her to this situation and she's supposed to press her way through. I believe that that's what she believes. But at the end of the day, believe who people telling you they are. This man is a bully. This man is a narcissist because he just knows what to say. He could write an amazing book because he could say all the right words, but his actions totally do not match what he's saying out his mouth. He just talked about how she prayed over him and he's so glad he's calm. And now you're about to fight somebody. So
he just went from 0 to 100. Just like that.
Just like that.
So yeah.
So anyway, guys.
We're on the last 20 minutes of this episode. So let's see what's happening and how they going to end this up.
This is intense for me, Paige. I don't know how you doing it, girl. This is intense.
Hope you're watching this. Well, you got to be watching this page because we the Real Nesters. We were around, baby. at Real Nesters. Make sure y'all get y'all merch. www.realnesters.com. Let's go.
So, everybody, I'm back. As you see, I'm missing something. But anyway, so we're at the part where they're doing Jacob and Haley. And they did them earlier, actually, first in the show. But we didn't do like a little snippet for them. So they're in the room after this whole big blow up with Paige and I'm saying her name first, but Chris, Virginia, and Eric. They're back in the room now. I said this in the previous clip, and that is that Jacob was not like anyway thinking about what was happening with everybody else. So when they get back to the hotel, you know, he's kind of asking Haley like, you know, kind of what's up, you know. Like, I feel like you're starting to be distant for the past 2 days. And she agreed. She did start changing in the past 2 days. She said for her, their conversation has hit a wall. And she's struggling with, you know, having somebody around all the time now. And he's like, and she's like, you just want me to be a wife overnight? And he's like, no, you know, Pastor Cal said, don't treat this like a long date or you're going to end up in divorce. He said, so I've just been leaning into it, you know. And he wants her to be a little bit more intimate. And I don't even think he's talking about like, well, he likes holding her hands and stuff like that. Definitely don't think he's talking about sex. But I think he wants to not feel like when he's touching her, he's grossing her out. That's what it sounds like at this point. So he's basically saying like, I can give you intimacy, but I don't feel like you're receiving it. Which is making him turned off because now he feels like she's not into him. So I think that also with them two, they kind of started talking about that conversation at their date that they had earlier about their intimacy. So at this point, I feel like he's doing good by expressing to Haley what he see the issue to be and what he feel like is the problem. And I get that she's overwhelmed, but at the same time, just say, hey, I need a minute versus she said, I'm kind of annoyed right now. Like, you know, and everybody keeps saying, this is me. This is how I am. Well, guess what, boo-boo? When you were alone, that was okay. But now that you're married, And if you want to keep your marriage, you got to start changing. Even if it's just saying, hey, give me a minute. I can't give you what you asked for, but I will. Sometimes you got to use your communication instead of hearing what you want to hear with these ears and getting offensive and pushing them back. How many times have women always complained that men do not, vocalize how they feel in a timely manner? So I feel like in this instant, Jacob is doing that. Like, he's his quirky self and everything, but he's taking this very serious. And he's attracted to Haley. He wants this to work. I think Haley needs to take a deep breath and say, okay, in this, I need a moment here, but this is what we could do tomorrow. They both have to work on it together. And right now, I'm on Jacob's side. I feel like he's putting in more effort than she is. I found somebody.
Let's get it.
Alright guys, we are at the end session of this wonderful show, Married at First Sight. And they ended it as always with the greatest drama of it all, Paige and Chris. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I had to give it jazz hands. What I've been saying the whole time is that Chris is a narcissist. Chris knows how to drag her through the mud, and then he says one thing that picks her up dramatically. So today, what was the line, babe?
Stupid ass.
Not your feeling. Oh. What did he say?
I don't know, man.
Okay, so he's disgusted.
I'm disgusted.
He is. He's so upset with Paige right now because he says one little nice thing after stabbing her the whole time. So basically, I don't even think we told them. Spoiler alert. He says that he's still in love with his ex and that
he's interested in seeing how basically he don't want his the kid to grow up with the parents split apart. Yes. So he's interested in
getting back with her.
He even entertained the idea of getting back with the kid's mother so that the kid can have both the parents.
Can we add the bonus though? Him and the fiance or ex-fiance talked about it at some point. And Paige did not know this whole time. He said this. And she got upset. She laughed. She came back because, of course, the producers made her come back or whatever later. And she caught herself putting her foot down. She tried. But what he did was when he realized he was being an a-hole again. And I love the fact that throughout these shows, he acknowledges. He said, well, I'm not trying to be an a-hole. But he acknowledges that he's an a-hole. He says, well, I am spiritually attracted to you after last night. And she cracks a smile. So on to the next show, you guys. I mean, this is not good. If you have daughters, use this show as an example to learn what are the self-esteem issues with your daughters. Like, and I'm not trying to disrespect Paige. I think she's an awesome young lady. But at the end of the day, she's on national TV letting somebody drag her through the mud.
I'm a guy, and I'm telling Paige she being stupid. She should have been left. Been left. I'm a dude, and I'm saying you should have been left. Come on now.
He doesn't want to help her with her dog, even though she's agreeing to help him with a whole baby. He doesn't want to share the finances, and he claimed he makes so much more money than her. I can tell you anything. I can tell you I'm a millionaire. Unless you see it on paper, it doesn't mean it's true. And
then he gonna say to his wife that he's still in love with the ex.
With his ex. And they've entertained. He said he had a conversation with the ex. They entertained getting back together. So in other words, he's probably only staying with Paige because the girl don't want him. What you think?
Paige, I know the show is probably over with right now. I know how they recorded months in advance. But right now, you're looking like the stupidest person of 2021. For real.
Baby, not the stupidest.
The stupidest.
Look at that face. He's so serious, guys. No.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have already made memes out of you. I wouldn't be surprised. I think I'm going to move there where I got for you. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
We got to be a little
It's at the point where at first we felt sorry for you. Yeah. He dogging you out. But it's at the point now that we can't even feel sorry for you. You glutton for punishment. Whatever you get is what you get.
Pastor Cal and them are coming, okay? Because they on their way back home. So prayerfully, Pastor Kyle gonna get in that boy's booty.
And watch, I'm making a prediction. I just remember I said at the beginning of this video, it's gonna be a lot more problems out of all the couples once they start living together. You already seen it in this episode, but every one of the couples is gonna have major issues, all of them.
But I think at some point they all do anyway. I think the key is, are they strong enough to make it through? Do they really want to be married enough? I say this all the time. Anybody who know me knows I say it. Marriage is not for punks.
My prediction, the only couple that's going to stay together are the drunks. That's
Virginia.
This, not Virginia. See, was it?
And Eric.
No, Eric was
that's the drunks.
Eric and Virginia?
Yeah.
Eric and Virginia are the only ones that's going to stay together. Watch. Watch.
You think so?
They flock together. I'm telling you, they're going to be the only ones that stay together.
On decision day.
Eric and Virginia.
On decision day.
Yep.
That's your prediction.
Not even Sierra and...
You mean Brianna and Vincent?
Not even Brianna and Vincent going to stay together.
You don't think them two going to stay together?
Nope. Watch what I say. That's what I'm predicting.
Well, we gonna have to talk about this on the next review. I want to know why.
If I'm wrong, I'm gonna delete this video if I'm wrong, so you won't figure that I'm gonna delete this video.
No, that ain't this work. That ain't how this works.
But you guys, we're gonna get ready to wrap this up.
Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us while we watch our show.
I hope y'all enjoyed all the videos. We laid back, we're real comfortable, so we don't have a fancy set like everybody else. We just real. That's why they call us the Real Nesters.
You don't have to say that part.
We the Real Nesters. We keep it real.
We are right. We chilling.
So I hope y'all enjoyed this review of season 12, episode 6.
Yes.
We'll see y'all on the next one in 1 week. Bye.